research on government of the United States of America. So I'm asking some questions, and if you respond those questions, for sure your names will not appear anywhere, and there will be confidential on the responses you give me. So if you accept, you can tell me, and then I ask you some questions. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. The first question is, what are three branches of government?
Thank you. According to what I studied in high school, I only remember that there are three branches of the government, but I only remember two. I remember that there is executive branch and the judicial branch, but the other one, I don't remember it.
Yeah, thank you so much. The second question is, what does each branch do? I think you can now talk about the ones you mentioned.
I think that the branch is there just like to assign country, to give position to people in United States, and the executive branch like is there like to judge laws and the other stuff related to government.
Yeah, thank you so much. The third question is, Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Can you name the third party?
I have no idea about the third party because I only know those two.
Yeah, it's okay. The last question is, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes law?
The process, I don't know if there is like the exact process a bill has to in order to become a law, but on my point of view, I feel that it passes through those three branches of the government. They need all to decide on it. This means that it passes on the judicial branch and the executive branch, and in the other branch that I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you so much for your time and your response. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Sarah Kamikazi. I'm a student at Kenya. I'm now conducting a research on government of the United States of America. So I've just come to ask you some questions, and for sure if you respond my questions, they are not going to be published. Your names are not going to appear, and no one is going to access the information apart from the viewer. So if you accept, you can tell me, and then I ask you some questions.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, thank you. The first question is, what are the three branches of government?
Yeah, the three branches of the government, there is the legislative branch, the judiciary branch, and the executive branch.
Yeah, thank you. The second question is, what does each branch do?
I don't know if I remember well, but the legislative branch is in charge of like creating laws. The executive part is to make sure people are like putting into practice those laws, and then the judiciary branch is in charge of putting practice into like using justice to make sure people are practicing the laws.
Yeah, thank you. The third question is, Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Can you name the third party?
I don't know the other one.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The last question is, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
Yeah, a bill can become a law when like it is directly signed by the president of the government, or if it has been decided by the legislative branch. That's all I know.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you too.
Yeah, thank you so much. After listening to different responses from the interview I did with different people, I now want to give some correct responses basing on the work I did and the research. The first question was, what are the three branches of government? According to Trethan 2016, the branches of government are executive, legislative, and judicial. Executive is part of government that is made up of president, vice president, and the representative of different countries' departments. The role of this executive branch is to ensure that the laws set are carried and enforced in order to facilitate everyday's government activities like tax collection, and this branch is in charge of economic development for the country worldwide. Talking about legislative branch, according to Treathon 2016, this branch is known as Congress. It is made by the House of Representatives and senators, which are elected by American citizens. In USA, there are 100 senators, where each state has two senators, and each state has different representatives based on the population size of the state. The role of this branch is to authorize the laws of the nation and distribute funds in the states in order to provide the assistance of federal government to all states. The last branch is judicial branch. According to Treathon 2016, this is made up of Supreme Court and lower federal courts. The Supreme Courts have 9 justices that are selected by President and senators. They work until their retirement age, or they can stop working when they get some problems, health problems. The role of this judicial branch is to deal with the cases that concern with the laws and to ensure that there is justice in the government, and also it deals with bankruptcy of the country. The second question is, what does each branch do? This is according to King 2018-2015. The 3 branches are connected because of their work. The work they are doing is connecting them. So for example, executive is supposed to make the laws, where the president and senators make the laws and vote the laws. The legislation is supposed to enforce and carry the laws that are made by executive branch. Then the judicial branch interprets the laws set. This shows that the 3 branches, according to the work of each branch, they have to work together in order to be able to ensure that the laws are followed by the citizens. You can ask yourself about the checks and balance, because you can find that for different branches to be able to work together, there must be a share of the power. They don't have to be, one don't have to dominate. So the way how they share of checks and balances, according to Fact Monster, in order to share the power so that one branch can't feel that it is one leading the remaining ones, there is checks and balance, where the branches have to work together for some times. The member of Congress can propose the bill. The member of Congress is in legislative branch, so they can propose the bill and send it to executive, where there is president and senators. So the president can veto the bill and then refuse to sign for it. After refusing, the senators also have the right to come back and overrule the veto in order to make that bill a law. This means that they work hand in hand to make one has the power to control each other when it comes to setting of the laws, and that's what we call checks and balances. For the judicial is all about making sure that there is justice between those in the laws, because when it finds that the laws which was overruled, veto by the by the Congress, it can judicial members can send it back when it has injustice. So that shows that each and every branch has the power on each other. They work together. The third question is, Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Can you name a third party? So the third party, first of all, I want to tell you how the two-party system started. According to David Cabral, from the beginning in 1789, during the reign of President George Washington, the U.S. has no parties until the time when the Democrats and Republicans party were established. The Democrat Party was made by the Southern and more populist, and the Republicans Party was made by the Northern and pro-business. Then in 1864, this is when there was beginning of the two-party system of Democrats and Republicans. The beginning of this two-party system was under the reign of President Woodrow Wilson, and it was before the Great Depression that happened in the United States of America. And now these are the main two parties that are winning the elections in the USA. So talking about the third parties according to boundaries, the minor parties or third parties are those parties that oppose the main parties in USA. Apart from those two parties I said, other parties are considered as minors and third parties. The third parties are not dominating in the US because the major parties are economically strong than minor parties. The third parties are impacting the national politics in different ways. For example, according to Spark Notes, the third parties introduce new ideas of policies and practices to the government. Based on this, the populist third party proposed the new policies which contributed to the economy of the USA. In addition, the third parties put the issues on the agenda, where they forced the major parties to discuss about the main problems that are affecting the country. Another thing, the third parties spoil the elections, since they know that they are not going to win the elections. So they can take someone's votes from one of the main party, and then which can lead to the failure of that party. The last thing is that the third parties keep the major parties honest during the elections. Since third parties know that they have low chances of winning the elections, they force the main parties to speak the truth when it is during time for elections. So the last question is, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law? First of all, a bill is like an idea. And talking about the process of changing it into a law, I will talk about the role of sponsors, committees, debates, and voting in changing of bills into a law. First of all, according to Fact Monster, the members of Congress introduce the bill. That's the first step. When the members of Congress introduces the bill, they send to the senators to give it number and title. Then the senators send it to the committee. On the second step, the committee review and vote on the bill. The committee is made up of small groups of senators and representatives. So they have to come together, vote the bill, and then after voting they can reject the bill or accept the bill. When they find that the bill is rejected, they don't have to discuss again on that bill. Uh, and instead, they use voting. When the committee vote the bill at high rate, they send it back to the senators in the House for debate. That's where debate comes in. Then after the senator and the House debate, the Senate and the House debate and vote on the bill has to be done. The senators have to debate on the bill separately, where the senators have to go on their side, and then representatives, House representatives, go on their side. Then they have to debate on the bill and then vote again. After voting, and then the bill defeated, they will not use it. When it passed through, but having different amendments, they have to come together and then send it for other votes to the few representatives of senator and department and representative. They all come together and then vote for that bill. After voting the bill and it has high rates of being approved, they have to send it to the president for approval. The president signs the bill or not. Here the president approves the bill sent to him and signs it. Then it becomes the law. When he accepts to sign it, and then there it becomes a law, from a bill to a law. But when he does not approve it, he has to veto it and refuse to sign it. So after refusing to sign it, the Congress also has the rights to come and overrule veto, where they also revote again on the bill, and then after using overrule veto, they have to make it a law. So I think this presentation was helpful. Thank you so much for your attention. You were talking with Sarah Kamikazi. Thank you.